it's time irreversible. In other words, a quantum hologram that is produced by a physical object doesn't go back. It's not lost. It's time irreversible. There is no time symmetry in the equations. There's no real energy loss because the energy loss is being replaced continuously by quantum fluctuations from the zero-point field. And further, it confirms chaos theory arrow of time. In other words, there is a unique evolutionary history associated with each quantum hologram, which means each one of us and each thing is unique in and of itself. No two physical objects can occupy the same space simultaneously. Therefore, it cannot have a simultaneous or identical history. And if it has a quantum hologram carrying the event history, then each one has to be unique in its path, in its life path, in its history. It also confirms that we live in a 3D spatial universe plus time. There's been a lot of talk about multiverses, multi-universes, etc. There's quite a bit of theory that shows macro scale quantum effects cannot happen in more than 4 dimensions. Presumably it can happen at the quantum level, but we do not have any physical proof of that. It's elegant mathematics. The Riemann geometry that Einstein used is elegant mathematics, very sophisticated, very complex, very beautiful, but does it conform to nature? We don't have any proof of that at all. But we do have proof here that at the macro scale level, these quantum effects that we're talking about cannot exist in more than 4 dimensions. So, nature is primarily as we see it to be, and there's a good reason for that, which we'll go into in a few minutes. Those of you who know a little bit of physics, it fairly well demonstrates that the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum physics, which said at that level it's all probability, and the many worlds interpretation of quantum theory, which says at that level every choice branches the universe, those are flawed theories, are not correct. And that should be demonstrated. In fact, it's already been demonstrated to the satisfaction of the colleagues and the people who have peer-reviewed what I'm talking about.